right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to Rachel Wilson teaches the ladies a lesson on submission. Let's jump in.
You're married and your husband, there's an election coming up. Your husband's going to vote one way and you want to vote the other way, but your husband says, no, I want you to vote what I'm voting. Would you do it?
I don't vote for presidents. I only vote on propositions. So
Okay, well, on the proposition, you want to vote yes and he wants you to vote no. Are you going to defer to him or are you going to vote how you want?
I think I would just vote how I wanted.
I think that depends. I mean, we can have a conversation about it, you know?
Well, let's just say that you don't really agree. Like it's a proposition or a president or whatever it is. You're like, no, I really feel this way. And he's like, well, I feel this way.
I mean, again, hard to say without knowing the context, but all things considered, you know, I'm going to respect our differences, and I'd like him to respect my differences, if that really comes down to it.
Stewie Brown, thank you for the gifted 20 subs on Twitch, man. You're a legend. Thank you. Actually, really quick, let's do that. Guys, twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one, guys. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. Oh my God, guys, it's been 30 minutes. Is our Twitch bugged? It's been 30 minutes since we got a Prime. Guys, see if there's a Prime. Yo, Guatama, thank you for the 5 sub gifts. Appreciate it. Thank you. Did you want to continue on with the...
Yeah, just like if you and your husband had a disagreement on something you were going to vote on, are you going to like go with what he wants you to vote on, or are you going to vote how you want to vote once you're in the booth?
Yeah, I definitely think that I would listen to my husband's counsel and take into consideration his knowledge and why he's choosing that. And at the end of the day, if it's for a righteous purpose, I would definitely go with my husband's.
I do a little bit of research with political things, but my husband does a lot more than I do, and he pays attention. He has a pulse on it more than I do. So I would definitely trust what he has to say.
I feel like you guys are all just being really nice now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're just saying stuff?
Yeah, I think they're saying stuff not to just go against Rachel, because I think they figure out that Rachel's not any woman that you can just basically beat around the bushes. No, she's the real deal. And now they're showing respect.
Be nice and not like fight with me.
That
Or
happens.
No?
That happens.
No,
Genuinely.
okay, good.
I mean, I would hear him out and I'd want him to hear me out, but like I feel like I tend to like not know much about politics. So if he seems to know more about it, and I'll do my own research after if like it's a big deal, like it's a big disagreement, and then I'd vote depending on that. But if I just do my own research, I don't agree, I would vote on what I would think is right.
I'm really not sure. I'm not that big. I don't know much about politics either. And we have the same views on it too. So I'm not sure I don't think he would ever force me to change it because we have the same. But if we disagreed on something, then I would also want to listen to him and then do my own research and see.
Okay. I think something else that this makes me think of is how women tend to be a lot more emotional, and we've talked about this, and I think that sometimes they make decisions, especially in the political light, that are based off of emotion, and it's generally not good.
Right.
And so I do think that is why the patriarchy is in existence.
Yeah, I think so too. Women are very easily propagandized. I always say that's like the bad news is women are easily propagandized, but the good news is that women are easily propagandized. So we can like push
Reverse
it back
it.
the other direction. Yeah. But yeah, they tend to, like if you look at women's voting patterns, it tends to be like, oh, I want to take care of everyone. I want to be nice.
Ace donated $69. Women, do you consider yourself to be feminine? And if you are, who taught you to be feminine?
Oh, that's a good
Going around the
question.
table
That is a good question. Actually, that's a very good
really
question.
quick. Do you consider yourself to be feminine?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are feminine? Like I'm a feminine person?
Yeah, like are you feminine?
Do you present as a
Yeah.
feminine?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm actually kind of a tomboy, but I'm very like motherly. So I have like a feminine side and I have like a tomboyish side.
Sure. Did you want to continue with your point? I think you were going back on something, or...
No, I was just saying, like,
Oh.
when you look at female voting patterns, it tends to
Didn't
be
trigger?
like, women will not vote for someone who's
I'll get
bald.
that.
Women will not vote for someone who's short. Women will not vote for someone who's not tan. Like when they look at
Hold on, Nick. Not yet.
when they look at women's voting patterns, it tends to be based
Sorry,
on all kinds of other things, whereas men are more like,
Things that matter. You know what? I realized this when I was young, when I used to be in Puerto Rico. This was 2016, I think, the election between Alejandro Garcia Padilla and Ricardo Rosselló. And I remember these people talking about politics. And a lot of females were talking about politics that in a very weird way. No, he has blue eyes. No, because his wife is more relatable. All these things that I never understood why it really matters. Because both candidates have very feminine wife, therefore she's more relatable and I like her more. But not once was mentioned anything about taxes, about policies, and anything else. Very irresponsible. That's when I realized there's something was wrong with the fact that certain people were not understanding politics. And I took some notes, and then allowed a lot of those ideas to just be planted in my head and just let it develop. And this is where I got so far. I'm in a position right now where we as a nation, we made a lot of mistakes with certain way of just giving people right to do certain things. And this one has to be voting.
about policy
And
and
I think-
logic and things like that.
I think if women have had a personal issue with a
Yes.
policy
Is it
too,
muted, Nick?
they're more willing to vote that way instead of looking at the greater good for society.
right,
And that's
yeah.
like an issue.
Yeah. Women do personalize everything.
Yeah. Mhm.
They're not very good at abstract thinking.
Interesting
Like
point.
you're not a woman. Like we.
Well, I gotta say men and women and talk about them and them, but I do think I'm a little bit abnormally rational in some ways, but I'm still a woman.
I mean, don't we all like to think we're a little bit better than
I
other
don't think I'm
situations?
better. It's not
I'm
really
not saying that.
yeah,
that
it's
is a
not
bad
really
word, but you know what I'm
better, but-
saying?
No.
Well, like my husband always says that one of the reasons he picked me is because I tend to be more rational and logical than most women he's dated who tended
Sure.
to be highly emotional.
Okay.
Like he knows he can sit me down and reason with me and that
Yeah.
I'll be able to separate,
Yeah.
the personal from the political and things like that.
No, good point.
Ken says, "Do we read this one, or
No.
can I have you read this one?"
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Mrs. Wilson. I just purchased your book, Occult Feminism. I would recommend all the women present tonight to buy and read the book. It will give you a new perspective about feminism. Mr. Wilson shall buy more guns to protect his family. God bless America.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, but this is a problem with a lot of guys. The guys want females to fix this problem. It's not going to happen, folks. Females are not going to be the one fix this problem. You have to get that through your head. These people don't understand it. They're not going to do it. They're not built to do such thing. It's a collective. They're not, folks. They're not, folks. Stop doing that. Stop telling females, no, you do this, you're going to change. No, it's not going to happen. We have to take this into our own matters and do what is right. Go and, use the system, vote certain ways, and that way in the long run we can do our reaction, make sure we have a lot of kids. Don't send it to public school, get some homeschooling. Something, I don't know, something that you can tangibly fight against it. But don't do stuff like this, man. These people are not gonna, none of them will go buy this book. None of them. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below.